Uniondale, NY. If Reilly Opelka does one day receive the torch as the top American male tennis player, his performance at the New York Open this week may be seen as a turning point. Opelka, a 21-year-old ranked No. 89 coming into the tournament, scored the achievement of his young career Sunday, defeating Brayden Schnur, 6-1, 6-7, 7, 7-6, 7, in the final of the New York Open. It was Opelka's first ATP title, and in fact his first appearance in a tour-level final since he turned professional in 2015. After a terrific opening to the season, Opelka has drawn notice as a potential heir to John Isner, the current top-ranked American man. Opelka, coincidentally, made his way to the final by defeating Isner, the top seed, in their semi-final encounter Saturday night. It was his second straight win over Isner, a repeat of Opelka's stunning victory in the first round of the Australian Open last month. Opelka's close victory on the black wooden courts at Nassau Coliseum prevented Schnur, a 23-year-old from Canada, from snatching what would have been an even more unlikely tournament title. A qualifier for this tournament, Schnur had never even won an ATP Tour match in 5 previous attempts before he arrived in New York this year. Once he arrived, though, he played the best tennis of his career and had established himself as a fan favorite in the final, even though he was playing against an American. He saved 5 match points before finally succumbing on an ace out wide by Opelka. Overcome with the emotion of a sensational breakthrough week, Schnur broke down in tears during his post-match speech while giving credit to his opponent. "Congratulations to Reilly," he said. "It was an absolute battle. You have big things coming." At 6 feet 11 inches, Opelka matches Ivo Kolovic as the tallest player in ATP history, and his semi-final against the 6'10" Isner was yet again a server's delight. The two combined for 81 aces, the most in a 3-set match since that statistic started being recorded in 1991. On Sunday, Opelka's blazing serve, and perhaps some fatigue on the other side of the net, overwhelmed Schnur. Including his qualifying matches, Schnur played 7 matches in 8 days, spending more than 11 hours on court leading up to the final. With serves regularly registering at more than 130 miles per hour, Opelka dominated the first set. But Schnur scrambled back into contention in the second set and saved a match point at 7-6 in the tiebreaker when Opelka double faulted. Schnur served out the tiebreaker to force the final set. Schnur, of Pickering, Ontario, reached a career-high ranking of 154th entering this tournament, but he almost did not even earn a berth in New York. He was granted the last alternate spot in the qualifying draw and won both of those matches to advance to the main draw. There, he won 4 more matches, including upsets of 3rd-seeded Steve Johnson and 6th-seeded Sam Querrey, to earn a spot in the final. As a relatively new tournament, the event moved to Long Island from Memphis after 2017. The New York Open was not filled with many of the best players in the world, creating an easier path to victory for outsiders like Opelka and Schnur. A former college player at the University of North Carolina, Schnur has one attribute that will endear him to those bothered by tennis's pace of play: he does not bounce the ball before serving. Most players bounce it at least a few times, and some, like Rafael Nadal, often bounce it repeatedly, to the chagrin of certain spectators and opponents. But Schnur stands at the baseline, waits for his opponent to get into the ready position, then coils and simply tosses the ball into the air before hammering away at it. He said he had started doing it that way while playing on the uneven grass of warm-up tournaments ahead of Wimbledon. Schnur said the unpredictable bounces affected his rhythm and threw him off. He exhibited remarkable nerve in the New York Open, though, saving 2 match points against Johnson in their second-round match. He beat Jacqueline, a Columbia University student who earned a wild card into the event, in the first round, and then beat Johnson and Paolo Lorenzi before facing Querrey. "Mental toughness is something I've been working really hard on," Schnur said after his semi-final win. People say tennis is a mental game, but you don't really believe it until you are put in those situations, and now I'm a huge believer, but on this day, Opelka's nerve and serve held just a bit stronger.